They always tell you in the fairy tales that if you just fight hard enough, you can travel backwards to the fabric of time. You right the structural mistakes of the generation before you, and and through the fabric of time. Secure a perfect, flawless, happily ever after. They paint this beautiful picture of historic redemption, promising that fixing broken thread will magically stitch the entire tapestry redemption back together without any heavy collateral damage or personal cost. But they are completely back together, lying to you to keep the realm quiet and orderly. When Chloe and I stepped through that swirling neon violet vortex to save our mothers from their ancient bitter fates, we truly believed we were acting as the ultimate heroes of Wonderland. We thought that making the Queen of Hearts safe and nice would automatically wash away the blood and bark of our history, leaving behind a clean slate where everyone we love could coexist in absolute peace. We could never stop to calculate the terrifying weight of temporal displacement or how greedily the margins of history swallow the spaces you have behind. Now, as the portal cracked open to drop us back into our own present reality, the very air around us is buzzing with an unstable, malicious frequency that doesn't belong to our original timeline. The stars above are fracturing into jagged patterns of digital static, and the familiar ground beneath our boots feels like soft, shifting sand. We changed the past to fix our families, but we are about to discover that when you force a mirror to reflect a perfect lie, the glass will eventually shatter right back in your face. Look out at the grandstand, sister. We have officially secured the absolute highest honor in the history of the Kingdom Cup, prov- proving to every single ram in Oregon, to the deep oceans, that our generation is completely ready to lead. The peace is entirely restored to our kingdom. The ancient rivalries are thoroughly buried beneath the turf, and we are finally standing on the home ground. On We fought so desperately to protect the shadows, to be protected from the shadows. This is absolutely nothing that can stand in our way now that our legacy is completely secure. But wait, Chandler, look closely at the robe banners hanging from the balcony. The deep ruby red fabric is suddenly bleeding into a strange, flickering shade of neon violet before my eyes. My hands are beginning to vibrate at an incredibly high frequency, and every single time I try to focus my vision to the palace gates, it feels like the layout of our daily life is rewriting itself. Celebration in real time. Something is distinctly shifting underneath our feet, and it's happening right now as the celebration reaches its absolute peak. Don't let them see your smile waver from even a single second, because the court expects us to be the ultimate beacon of stability today. Even if the air feels thick with an uninvited magical residue, and checklists for success are piling up on our schedules. We have to stand tall. Mother and our high society peers are already matching toys us with arms full of fancy dresses, oversized bows, and a demanding calendar of fencing matches and royal galas. We will face this overwhelming wave of expectation exactly how we always do, side by side as two perfect heroes in the making. You are letting your internal anxieties run away from with your logic again, Quinny, just like you did during the structural traits of the tournament qualifiers. We have sacrificed entirely too much sweat and strategy to establish this flawless version of reality, and I completely refuse to let your wild conspiracies ruin our moment in the spotlight. Look at how beautiful our mother and our dad fits into the grand design of this court, guiding us with absolute grace and elegance. If there are minor structural functions and the logic in a local magic, it is simply the realm adjusting to our permanent victory, right? Adjust, however, I cannot entirely ignore the sudden barrage of royal appointments swarming my digital calendar. It seems like the moment that final whistle blew, our schedules were instantly bombarded with an exhaustive list of finishing school deadlines, mandatory high tea ceremonies, and ridiculous society lit checklists. It is an immense amount of social pressure to carry on top of our athletic training and the expectation to maintain a refined, permanent smile with entertaining the entire kingdom is becoming incredibly heavy. The quarters are already whispering in the corners, watch our every move to see if the flawless bouquet is going to crack under the strain. Let the high society critics and the bitter tournament rivals mock our position from the lower decks. Call us spoiled blacks or perfect princess nipple babies who inherit a kingdom without fighting for it. They don't know the absolute depth of our dedications or how tightly we have stuck together to ensure our family remains completely whole and safe. If our best intentions have triggered some strange, unexpected side effects and the castle's architecture, we will figure out how to make it right. We are the architects of this new era, and we will navigate this overwhelming royal mode together no matter how restrictive it feels. Your mother Chloe and your father Red crossed the boundaries of time itself to ensure that my heart was made soft and safe for this generation. But do not mistake my current kindness for absolute weakness. The legacy of the cards still demands complete obedience to the traditional laws of royal succession. If the borders of our reality are beginning to blur and warp, it means you have completely failed to maintain the strict standard of discipline required to anchor our family historic timeline. Look into the mirror panes and see the faces of the ancestors who built this empire from the dirt up. We did not survive generations of court intrigue just to watch two teenage girls lose their footing because their schedules are a little too busy or their dresses are a little too tight. You will take those checklists, you will master your fishing lessons, and you will show this kingdom that the perfect princess persona is an absolute reality that can never be broken by a passing tremor.
Back at last we won the fight. Peace restored, the world made right. Subtle changes, that's okay. This'll be a brighter day. Now I've got a true best friend. Mom and I are together again, and we're better than we've ever been. Good morning, time to wake up, you got a big day today. I do a sister, first day of school, get to a cushion, wait, it's new. Since how you glowing, what crown would you grow in? Your favorite crown is right here. That's weird. Good morning, here's your checklist of every step success. At your age, I would dream of being a true princess. So facing that too, dear, these shoes are for you, dear. This is out to school, you're just right, right? Uh-oh, burst of attentions, uh-oh, big consequences. Not quite what we expected now. They wanna perfect princess, always smile for everyone. Perfect princess, always fun and also fun. I never believed I'd see ya, feeling me to be ya. Perfect princess, what have we done? Epic isn't another fun. Princess is our two favorite princess. Just call us royally blessed. Victory roll with the best. Two heroes in the making. Three, I know you're gonna take it. After both your moms, you the kingdom's going strong. Yeah, more spoiled, but prim and proper, lovely ladies. Alright, up the upper class, perfect princess nipple babies. Manners hatters, burst of intentions, uh-oh, big consequences, not quite what we expected now. They see ya, perfect princess, always smile for everyone. Perfect princess, always fun and know so fun. I never believed that, dear, looking me to be a perfect princess. What have we done? So we changed everything, it's all too much for me. So we just need time to think of how we can make it better. If pressure's all around, I have a blister now. Whatever going down, we figure it out together. We figure it out together, we love a perfect princess, always love for everyone. Perfect princess, always fun and also fun. I never believed I'd see ya, look at me to be a perfect princess. Perfect princess, what a princess. What have we done? Happy kids and out of the fun.
The tracking arrays across the entire courtyard are spiking at an incredible dangerous rate, King Red, and the rumors are spreading through the Grand Strands like wildfires. The guards are reporting that the security perimeter around the hedge maze are completely collapsed, and that a rogue force is heading directly towards the central vault. You need to tell me what you changed from the past, because you mean to tell me the number one villain in all of Ordon and Wonderland currently breaking through our front gates. I have spent my entire life learning how to carry mountains and hold up crumbling stone walls for my family. But this temporal pressure feels like an entire alternate universe is pressing down on my shoulders. The ground underneath my boots is turning soft, shifting sand, and the sky is turning to a pulsing shade of neon purple. If you don't, t- if you two don't find a way to stabilize the core code of this RAM right now, there won't be an area left to protect. Look at how the citizens are panicking in the lower sectors. They can feel the history lines unraveling just as clear as we can. Squeaky and Squirmy are trying to hold the line at the main gate, but their weapons are literally melting into purple mist from the abnett energy. We are running currently out of seconds, so drop the King and Queen act and tell me how we can fight a ghost from a history that should have never existed. When you alter the delicate fabric of time, you suit your own selfish desires. Little royals, you must always be prepared to face the completely unpredictable consequences of your actions. Right? You rewrote the past to save your precious mother and your sister, Red. But in doing so, you completely erased my family's name from the history books, leaving us to rot as forgotten ghosts in the margins of reality. But a mother's ambitions and a child's birthright cannot be buried by a simple timeline spell. Look at my son, Max Hatter, the brilliant mind you created like a simple court gesture while you celebrated your flawless inherited victories. Together, we have crawled back from the edge of non-existence to reclaim the absolute dominant that rightfully belongs to our bloodline. I will completely destroy Wonderland, tearing your pristine little world apart pixel by pixel until there's nothing left but the truth of what you stole from us. Let the tournament game begin. Tournaments. But do not expect a fair competition for a shiny gold trophy this afternoon. The courtyard is officially my arena now, and your precious pocket watch is the ultimate key to our new dark empire. Max has already disabled your central security grid, so stand down and watch how easy a perfect kingdom falls when the Forgotten stepped out the shadows. Oh, my grandfather's compass is finally calibrated to the exact frequency of your broken history. King Red, or should I say the Forgotten. And the calculations say your pristine little era is officially out of gas. You thought you could keep my family locked away in the dark while you enjoy your perfect life privileges. But you've forgotten that the gear ships of time always grind the loudest right before they break. My illusions are backed by absolute chronological precision tonight, and they are completely under my control. You will never appreciate the intricate machinery my father engineered to keep this floating realm stable, treating our family legacy like a series of simple party tricks for your amusement. So now Max Hatter is rewriting the entire hierarchy of Wonderland from the inside out, using your own deep regrets as the fuel for our machine. Look at the sky warp around my coordinates. Your security systems are totally useless against a timeline that know all your flaws. Quinny, challenging and scheming for your parents all you want, but they are completely powerless to stop the descent of this new dark order. The firewall is completely down. The primary vault terminal is exposed, and the history lines are breaking into million beautiful jagged pieces. Stand aside with your heroic, or get completely swept away into the digital recycling bin with your parents' stolen memories. What have you done to the secret raised, Max? How could you possibly betray the very kingdom that your father worked so tirelessly to protect the dark? Clementine was supposed to be a loyal friend to this realm, not a ruthless conqueror trying to plunge our children into a permanent violent void. Look at what your malice is doing to the sky. The violent static is suffocating the light and putting thousands of innocent citizens in danger. Red, look at what we've done to our own home by trying to play the ultimate architect of history without calculating the cost. Our daughters are standing right behind us, completely exposed to the wrath of a villain we accidentally created through our own interference. What have we done? And how do we fix a fractured mirror that is actively bleeding dark magic into the courtyard? Louise, keep your guard up and stay close to the young generation while Red and I try to find a path to this localized tempest. We cannot let Clementine separate our affairs or allow Max to reach the central terminal platform with that pocket watch. We will figure this out together, line by line, even if we have to find our way through the history itself of the realm to clear the view. That's us, Chloe. We are the ones who built this trap with our own hands when we tried to write the past while respecting the laws of balance. Clementine was my absolute only friend. When I was a lonely kid running through the wild, through the lower sectors, and realizing that my own choices turned her into the number one villain in all of Ordon. It's breaking my heart into pieces. What have we done to the people we were supposed to protect? And how do we look our daughters in the eye when we are the ones who unleashed this nightmare? Clementine, look at me and drop that dark artifact from before the temporal corruption completely destroys whatever remains of your humanity. This isn't the future you wanted for your son. And turning heartless won't give you back the life that the timeline spell took away from you. If you want to destroy Wonderland, you're going to have to go through my blade first, because I am thoroughly done running away from my mistake. Queen Chandler, hold on to each other and follow Louise into the safety of the hedge maze. Right now, do not look back at the wreckage of this platform. The chorus of voices out there is screaming for our downfall, but we will stand our ground and fight a way to lock this vote before the Dark Empire is solidified. Let the game begin, Clementine, because the rebels of Wonderland never fight down.
Oh, yeah. You think you tough? You think you brave? Well, let me tell you, Tango 3, you never save. You betray me. I was your best friend. I took care of you, Red, but you never see. I'm a criminal now. You changed the timeline. It's your fault and your precious queen. I know it is, you know it is. But guess what? But guess what? I've never been so happy be a criminal beyond no reason. Never been so happy being mad. Never been so happy being criminal beyond no reason. Never been so happy being mad.
Step to the left and watch your footing, mates, because these bloody hedges are physically snapping at our heels like a pack of trained wolves. I don't care if you're the pristine princess of the Dark Realm or the Dark Rose Chandler. If you don't copy my exact moves, you're getting swallowed by the thorns. We are deep in the enemy's coordinates. Now, and the labyrinth is feeling directly on our internal hostility and panic. Keep your eyes on my blade and follow the rhythm of the shifts. My crew has navigated through the most treacherous supernatural storms across the enchanted waterways. But this temporal maze is a completely different kind of monster. The walls are literally writing their own geometry. Every time Max Hatter clicks the ridiculous mechanical company in the distance, Felix, drop your slate of hand tricks and get your voodoo shadows charms working right now to clear a visual path through this suffocating fog. Queenie, stop staring at your vibrating hands and keep your focus located entirely on the center corridor before the next tremor hit. If we let Clementine Dark Vine's trails separate us in this sector, we are going to be erased from the timeline before the even goes down. Hold on to my jacket and keep moving forward. A pirate never backs down from a shifting tide, and I plan on sailing out of this nightmare alive. Huh. My magic are coated into pure civil light hazel, and I am pinning these malicious roots directly to the stone floor to keep our escape route open for as long as possible. But the temporal wind is howling through this corridor at an incredibly velocity, making it nearly impossible to hold a steady line of sight on this target. The layout of this maze is turning into a giant cage, and we are completely exposed to whatever is laughing in the deep shadows. Look at how the leaves are reflecting the absolute worst versions of our historical mistakes, trying to trick our minds into giving up the fight. We cannot let these illusions divide our focus. If we lose our synchronization now, the walls will close in completely and bury us in the dark. Felix, I need my shadows sensors to pinpoint the exact location of the primary vault terminal before the central core locks us out for good. Queenie, Chandler, stay right behind me and do not let your guards down for even a fraction of a second. We are running out. We are running down to the final minutes of the era, and if my calculations are correct, the entire realm is about to fracture into permanent static. Keep your footing, trust the team, and let's show these dark villains that Team Ordon doesn't crack under pressure. The shadows are speaking a complete different language inside this labyrinth tonight. My friends and they are painting a picture that looks an awful lot like absolute betrayal. Every single time I pull a card to read the local energy flow, the face completely dissolves into a blank static right before my eyes. This is a dark presence moving through the deep roots of this hedge. Before that doesn't belong to our original story, and it's drawing its power straight from our parents' secrets. Chandler, your aura is turning an incredible sharp, icy shade of purple. It is matching the exact same frequency as the time glitch we found at the castle gates. You need to drop that defensive attitude and listen to your sister's voice before the corruption completely takes over your coordinates. My shadow charge can only shield us from the visual illusions. They cannot protect their heart that is actually letting the dark fire inside. Something's massive is scratching around up there, and it's waiting for us to lose our footing. Squeaky and Squirmy are trying their best to hold the lower gates, but the darkness in this sector is literally suffocating the light from our lanterns. We need to find the center tangle now, or our memories will become nothing more than forgotten dust in this world. My hands are completely stabilizing whenever we move in perfect synchronization. Chandler, which means the maze is forced to respect our family unity over the dark magic. Look around us. The reflections in the leaves are trying to throw our worst mistakes right back at us, making us feel completely helpless. But we can not look away from the glass. Our voices are the only things keeping these ancient walls from crushing our story out of existence. Chandler, please stop pulling away from me and fighting the team. I know you are hurt inside and feeling like you are always second best in the eyes of the court. I am so incredibly sorry if I made you feel invisible, but while I was chasing the spotlight during the tournament tournament trials, but letting Clementine lure you into the shadows won't fix the ache in your chest. Look at my hand. I am fighting to hold on to you through the storm, and I've refused to let go. Red and Mom are out there right now risking everything to lock the heart-shaped royal vault and save our future from completely unraveling. We have to match each other's pace, perfectly bypass these moving traps, and reach the central terminal platform before Max secure the core code. Trust the rhythm of our bond, sister. We are the perfect princesses of this era, and we will rewrite the rules of the timeline together. You think you are saving me, Quinny? But you are really just trying to force me back into that tight little box and the court built for me since the day we were born. I am thoroughly and utterly finished dancing to your perfect royal tune, playing the dependable, quiet assistant while you take all the glory and the crown. The maze isn't ticking in my mind at all. It is finally showing me a structural path where I get to be the lead architect of our own destiny, of my own destiny. Look through the hedge gap. That is our father, Red, trapped inside a violet temporal barrier, and he needs me to be strong enough to break the lock, not stand here singing about unity. Max and Clementine have shown one that a heart that has been overlooked for too long has every right to turn cold and demanding. I don't need your sparkles or your pity anymore, because the dark magic inside the crystal shards feels warm, powerful, and completely true to who I am meant to be. Enjoy your little synchronized dance with Team Oridon, because Chandler Charming is coming to claim the power that will permanently rewrite the broken history. Hazel, Robbie, stand aside and watch how heartless, heart shatters. Your perfect little fairy tale.
Hmm. Hmm. You would be precise. You would be by night. Did you hear about us? Did you hear about them? We here, we are the VKs of the century. Centuries. Woo! I would ever see that it'll be different. You want to know who you even see. You could ever know. You could ever be. Dancing, 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 dancing. Did you hear about them now? Dancing, 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 dancing. Did you hear about them now? Did you hear about us? Did you hear about them? Did you hear about us? Dancing, 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 dancing in the shadows. The fight of our lives, you would ever say. Oh, the fight of our lives, you wouldn't decide. Dancing, 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 did you hear about them? Dancing, 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 did you hear about them?
Your safety dampers were nothing more than a cage designed to keep our family serving as the obedient mechanics for a corrupt royal court. Well, mother, and I am thoroughly done sitting in the dark while they take credit. Mother, reaching the absolute purity of my designs, and you promised me entire timeline where our machinery dictates the laws of reality. I am not throwing our legacy away. I am finally levitating it to the absolute throne it deserves. Look at the screen layout, Chandler. Every single security protocol your family built to protect the crown is now completely under my operational control. The code is rewriting itself in real time, and it says the heir of the perfect princess is officially dead and buried beneath the static. I can hear the chronological sensors spinning in perfect alignment with my ambition, and no amount of fatherly guilt will force me to drop the lever now. Kill has already reached the primary platform, and she is completely ready to deliver the final strike that will lock your history out of the vault forever. If you think your live action speeches can pierce through the strength of my digital illusions, you are sorely mistaken. Step back into the corridor, or get swept away into the non-existent margins alone with the rest of the forgotten fairy tales. Alright. The trap is perfectly sealed, and the golden dawn of your pristine little kingdom is officially come to a grinding halt. Right before your eyes, Chandler. You spent your entire life enjoying love and grace of a history that you and your sister stole from our family, never offering us a single crumb of mercy or recognition. But the cycle of historical vengeance cannot be stopped by a few frantic tears of a broken scepter in the dark. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. You stand before the crystal core, completely vulnerable to the intoxicating warmth of the dark fire because you know exactly what it feels like to be treated like an invisible assistant. You are the only one delivering our absolute victory tonight, plunging the jacket's crystal shards directly into primary artery of the vault. You and your sister are the only ones paying the ultimate price for your ancient sins. You try so desperately to bury in the dark. Turn the key, Chandler. Let the history lines fracture into a million beautiful pieces, and let a new dark empire rise from the ashes of their precious wonderland. Max locked down the remaining escape route and ensured that Queenie cannot reach the platform before the temporal code permanently solidified across the realm. I can hear the ancient, furious echoes of the Queen of Hearts screaming in my head, telling me to strike down on everyone who ever made me feel like second best or tried to force me into royal mode. This dark magic feels incredibly warm, absolute, and completely true to the hidden strength I always knew I possessed, but was terrified to show. You wanted me to be perfect, reliable helper who always clean up the mess, Queenie? Now I am the one who dictates the entire story. The checklists are completely burned. The busy schedules are entirely gone. And for the very first time, no one is looking past me to see someone else. Max and I are taking this terminal code, and we are going to build a brand new reality where an overlooked heart is the ultimate power source. Hazelhook's sword cannot pierce the strength of the shadow timeline that is fueled by raw, unwieldy pain. Queenie, don't take another step towards his platform because the sister you used to know is completely gone, replaced by a queen who answers to no one but her own ambition. You had your turn in the spotlight, and you let the course turn us into nothing more than entertaining puppets for the high society crowds. Watch what happens to a heartless heart when it finally decides to shatter. The mirror and set itself completely free. No, sister, stop! Chandler, please look at me, your sister, and listen to my voice over the terrifying roaring of the broken machine. This isn't who you are meant to be. You are letting your turn around and your deep jealousy blind you to the fact that Clementine is just using your pain to destroy our family. If you plunge that shard into the core, you won't just erase the court, you will completely destroy the very girl who loved you more than life itself. I am so incredibly, deeply sorry that my own thoughtlessness, pursuit of the spotlight made you feel like you were standing in the shadows of my victories. I was so caught up in trying to be the perfect hero for our parents that I completely failed to see that the person who needed me the most was sitting right next to me in the dark. But turning heartless won't cure the heavy ache in your chest, sister. It will only leave you completely isolated in a world of empty glass. Look at my hand, it's vibrating out of existence right now because our history is falling apart. But I am still reaching out to you with everything I have left. We don't need perfect crowns, flawless histories, or the approval of the high society critics to know our true worth. Drop the crystal shard, step away from Clementine Pocket Watch, and let's write our own unwritten future together as absolute equals.
You worked on your heart, come join the dark side. No, I can't join the dark side, I'm on the right side. You being weak, pathetic. You think you can trade me? No, I want you. I want you. Come on, I mean it. No, you don't. Always thinking that you on my side. I am. Are you really? Are you really? Are you really? Are you really? Ha ha. Don't you wish you could be bad? Aren't you mad? Aren't you? Don't you think that it will be bad? Aren't you mad? Aren't you? Think of the kingdom we could create together. No! Don't you think it's bad? It's not bad, it's amazing. I would be figuring out who I decide to be. Oh no, choose it. Consider yourself to be choosing. I wouldn't never to be different. I could see it would be different. It would be different. You would see that you will be on my side, taking revenge who you think you are. I don't you think that it's wrong? Don't you think that it's wrong? I am Max Tatter, I am Chandler Charming. You always thinking that it'll be on the right side. You doing it for a great cause, you not doing it for a bad one. You always think that red one, you couldn't take my bad one. I am on the right side of love. Love, love. I chose you, you chose me. I choose you, you chose me. I choose you.
I'm tracing every movement you make, knowing full well you're hiding behind a mask that doesn't fit anymore. We were supposed to be the ones who changed the rules, but here you are. It's about the fact that you have become the very thing you once fought against, and I'm going to make sure you see the reflection of your own downfall before the final beat drops tonight. You're playing with fire, Chandler. I'm moving with purpose, not because I'm trapped, but because I've finally realized that playing the hero is just a slow way to lose. You're the one holding onto a past that never really existed in the first place, and if you think you can stop me, then you're more delusional than I thought. I've seen what happens when you follow the light, it just leaves you exposed and vulnerable, so I'm choosing to embrace the chaos because it's the only thing that actually guarantees you'll come out on top.
Watch your back, watch your back, watch your back, watch your back. We can counter their attack. Hit them till they armor crack. This cushion be thick. How to win this battle could be tricky. But now I know the best way. Fall back. Let me lead you. Hold the line while we bring them to the knees. Swords in the airs if you with me. They got us out, never won the thing. But victory is ours because our strategy. You take the left and the rest of you can follow it. This is my crew, or this is my squad. This is my turf. Oh my gosh. Look guys, we got better fish fries. The other side. Now we're on the same side. Until the night fall, everyone will stay together till the battle is done. Watch your back, watch your back, watch your back, watch your back. We can counter their attack. Hit them till the armor crack. Till the night falls, we're alone. It doesn't mean that we're on the same side. Watch your back, watch your back, watch your back, watch your back. Hit them hard and hit them fast. There's heavy you at this situation, get it kinda heavy. Hold your weapon tight, keep your setting. Because we stick together, it can meet. And our life is hard, so stretching from the side. All my soldiers here, we ready. We can cut them up like confetti. We hit them from the front, we count them from behind. Don't forget this fate of Zon on the line. It's an all our war. It got us outnumbered. Stat and staff who thunder. And we are not going under. We'll never run for cover. We battle for the victory and ride for each other. Night falls, everyone who stay together till the battle is done. Back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. We can counter their attack. Hit them to the armor crack. Until the night falls, they're lying. It doesn't mean that we're on the same side. Back, back to back, back to back, back to back. Hit on hard, hit on fast. That's just heavy to react. You right, so it's armor strong and true. Make this metal bust a move. Until the night falls, you can trust. I'm going heavy on this battle because got your back, got your back, got your back, got your back. All for one, and that's a fact. Night falls, pitch black.
I never imagined the timeline could shatter into so many fractured reflections of ourselves, Chloe. Looking into these mirrors feels like staring at a version of my own life that took every wrong turn imaginable, and I can hardly breathe looking at the emptiness in those eyes. We have to find the anchor point before this entire reality crumbles into dust, because if we don't fix this now, the version of us that exists in the light will disappear forever.
The tension is mounting, red, and I can feel the weight of every choice we've made pressing down on us like a physical force in this room. My mother always said that time is a river, but this feels more like a jagged cliff edge where one wrong step sends us tumbling into an abyss of endless regret. I am terrified that we are merely delaying the inevitable, but I refuse to let the darkness win after everything we have sacrificed to get here today.
We have to confront the ghosts of who we were if we ever want to move forward into a future where we actually belong. This melody feels like a heartbeat, pulling us toward the truth that has been hiding in the cracks of our own history, and I am finally ready to face the reflection I spent my whole life trying to run away from. Let's do this, together, because the past is no longer our master.
I am right behind you, always, because the girl I used to be would have surrendered, but the woman I am becoming knows we are stronger than this broken glass. We are rewriting the script of our existence, and even if the world around us is tearing itself apart, I will hold on to your hand until we reach the other side of this storm. My resolve is absolute, and I will not let the echoes of our former selves dictate our final destination.
Then let the music guide us home, because the person I used to be is a stranger I am ready to leave behind in the dark forever.
The person I
I never
used to
imagined the
be.
timeline could
The
shatter into so many
light glows
fractured
you
reflections of
couldn't see.
ourselves, Chloe.
We changed
Looking
the
into these mirrors feels like staring
timeline.
at a version of
We
my own life
changed
that
the
took every wrong turn imaginable.
timeline.
And I can
You
hardly
could
breathe
have
looking at the emptiness in those eyes.
midnight.
We
You
have to find an anchor
wouldn't
point before this
ever
entire reality
right.
crumbles into
You
dust. Because
could
if we don't fix
see
this now,
who
the
you,
version of us that exists in the light will
could
disappear
who
forever.
you would
The tension is
face.
mounting, red, and I can
That
feel
was
the
the
weight of every choice
person I
we've made pressing
used
down on us
to
like a physical force in
be.
this room.
We've
My mother always
changed.
said that time is a river,
You
but this
couldn't
feels more
see
like a
me
jagged cliff edge where
5
one wrong
years
step sends us
ago.
tumbling into an abyss of endless
Yesterday
regret.
was
I am terrified that we are
different.
merely delaying the inevitable,
Today
but I
is a
refuse to let the
new
darkness win
day.
after
A
everything
new
we have sacrificed to get here
day.
today.
We have to confront the ghosts of who we were if we ever want to move
For
forward into a future where we
good
actually
person I
belong.
used to
This melody feels like a
be.
heartbeat, pulling us toward the truth that has been hiding in the cracks of our own history. And I am finally ready to face the reflection I spent my whole life trying to run away from. Let's do this together, because the past is no longer
You
our master.
couldn't
I
see
am
what
right behind
you
you,
know.
always, because
That
the girl I
light
used to be
is
would have
faded
surrendered, but
like
the
you
woman I am
know.
becoming knows we
You
are stronger than this
wouldn't
broken glass.
ever
We
see.
are rewriting the script of our
It's
existence,
our
and even if the world around us is
anthem.
tearing itself apart,
If
I will hold on
only
to you until we
we
reach the
could
other side of
see
this storm.
into
My
the
resolve is absolute,
future
and I
what
will
it
not let the
will
echoes of our
be.
former selves
You
dictate our final
couldn't
destination.
know me,
Then let the music guide us
and
home,
you
because the
couldn't
person I used
know,
to be is a
and
stranger I am ready to leave
the
behind in the dark
life is
forever.
sweeter,
I'm Claire Sky, and I'm currently in the middle
and
we're in London.
the stars align.
I never imagined the timeline could shatter into so
We
many fractured
traveled
reflections of
the
ourselves,
past.
Chloe. Looking
You
into
don't
these
know
mirrors
who
feels like
you
staring at a
are,
version of my own life that
and
took every
I
wrong
like
turn
to
imaginable.
have this
And I can
first
hardly
dance
breathe looking at the
because
emptiness in those eyes.
this
We
the
have to find the anchor point before this entire reality crumbles into dust.
person I
Because if we don't fix
used
this now, the
to
version of us
be.
that exists in the
Will
light will disappear
you
forever.
to
The
see?
tension is
I
mounting, red, and I can
can't.
feel the weight of every choice we've made pressing down
I
on us like a physical force in this room. My mother always said that time
Don't
is a river,
stop
but this feels
me.
more like a jagged cliff edge where one wrong step sends us tumbling into an abyss of endless regret.
against
I
the
am terrified that
world.
we are merely delaying the inevitable, but I refuse
Against
to let the
I'll be
darkness win after
there.
everything we have sacrificed to get here today.
We have to confront the ghosts of who
The
we were if we ever want to
person
move
I
forward into a future
used
where we actually belong.
against
This
the
melody feels like a
world.
heartbeat, pulling us toward the truth that has been hiding in the cracks of our own
Changed,
history. And I am finally
We've
ready to face the reflection I spent my
changed.
whole life trying to run away from.
We've
Let's do this together, because the
changed.
past is no longer our master.
Oh
I am right behind you,
yeah,
always, because the
we've
girl I used to be would have surrendered, but the woman I am becoming knows we are stronger than this broken glass.
I faced
We are
the
rewriting the
old
script of our
fears you
existence,
could
and even if the world around us is tearing
never
itself
see.
apart, I
Change
will hold on to
would
your hand until we reach the other
we've
side of this storm.
changed.
Well, we need to stop
You
her.
My
know.
resolve is
We need to
absolute,
stop
and I will not let the
her. We need
echoes
to
of our
stop
former
her.
selves dictate our final destination.
We need to stop
Then let the
her.
music guide
We
us
need
home,
to stop
because
her.
the person I used to be is a stranger I am
We
ready
need to
to
stop
leave
her.
behind in the dark forever.
No! No!
America 67.
No, we need to stop her! We need to stop her!
Everything felt so simple back home, but here in this fractured reality, even the water looks like it's waiting to drag us under. I look at you, Quinny, and I realize that for once in my life, I have something worth protecting that isn't tied to a crown or a conquest. I am just a guy trying to make sense of a world that keeps shifting, but I am glad I'm navigating these dangerous waters with you by my side. You have always been the anchor, Luis, even when the tides were high enough to wash away everything we thought we knew about loyalty. We have been running through the shadows of this academy for what feels like an eternity, yet this quiet moment by the pond makes me feel like we have finally found a safe place to breathe. I trust you with my life, and I know that whatever comes next, we are going to face it with our eyes wide open. I never expected to find peace in a place built on pranks and power plays, but you have a way of changing my perspective on everything. This song is the only thing that feels real right now, a reminder that we are more than just pawns in someone else's timeline, and I don't want to lose this clarity. Let's stay here for a moment, just long enough to remember why we are fighting so hard to fix this mess. As long as the music plays, I know we aren't alone, and that is all the strength I need to face the darkness that's been following us. I remember when we first arrived, terrified of the unknown, but now I see a path forward that we are going to walk together, regardless of the consequences. You have taught me that home isn't a place, but a person, and I'm choosing to stay here with you until the very end. For once in my life, I know exactly where I stand, and I am never letting go of this truth.
I couldn't see you before. You wouldn't happen, I was sore. I couldn't help you. You couldn't help me. You wouldn't ever see now. I wouldn't help you all around. You couldn't see now. I couldn't see now. And I thought you changed for once in my life. For once in my life, I would see you. For once in my life, for once in my life, you would see me. Queenie, you are strong, just like me. You wouldn't know me. I wouldn't show you, you would. And I know we together forever. I would never see. My parents are in danger. Your parents are not here. Detection, protection. You couldn't ever see it now. I wouldn't ever see around. You wouldn't show me. I wouldn't show me.
Looking for consideration, please. Get what you said. You need to
And I couldn't be you ever see around. For once in my life, you want to see me. You want to see me around. And you could ever be.
Chandler, look at me. The darkness you're carrying, it isn't yours to hold. You have spent your entire life trying to live up to a legacy that was broken long before we were ever born, but you are more than the shadows. I see the flicker of the person you were before the heartless curse took root, and I know that somewhere beneath the bitterness, you are still the advisor who fought for the light of this kingdom. If you let this poison consume you, there will be nothing left of the history we have worked so hard to save. We have to face this together, because the crown doesn't define our value, and the mistakes of the past don't dictate the rhythm of our future. Let the anger go, take my hand, and let us find our way back to the truth before the entire timeline collapses under the weight of this silence.
You talk as if light is a choice that comes easily, but you have no idea what it feels like to have your very essence rewritten by a curse that turns your own heartbeat into a weapon against your friends. I was meant to protect this court, to keep the peace, but every time I try to reach for the goodness that used to anchor my soul, the shadow pulls me deeper into the void. It is not just anger, Dad, it is a fundamental shifting of reality that makes the very idea of kindness feel like a betrayal of my own survival instincts. How can I possibly choose a path of empathy when every instinct I possess is screaming that power is the only shield against the inevitable erasure of our legacy? I am a prisoner of this corruption, and I fear that even if I wanted to return, the door is already permanently locked.
I can feel it flickering, that small, dying ember of hope that I thought was extinguished the moment the curse took hold of my mind. It is terrifying to let go of the strength that the darkness provided, because it made me feel invincible, even as it hollowed me out from the inside. But hearing you speak, feeling that genuine connection, it pierces through the static of the spell and reminds me of the person I promised to be when we first took our oaths. It is going to take time to mend the damage, to reconcile the things I have done while under the influence of this corruption, but for the first time in weeks, the silence in my head is starting to clear. I am ready to try, Red, I am ready to step out of the shadows, even if the path ahead is still clouded by the lingering effects of the curse.
Then that is all the beginning we need. We don't have to fix everything in a single heartbeat, we just have to commit to not walking back into the dark. We will take it one step, one moment, and one truth at a time until the shadow is nothing more than a memory we share. The court is waiting for its advisor to return, but more importantly, I am waiting for my friend. Whatever consequences come from the choices we've made, we will face them as a united front, and we will prove that the fabric of our world is stronger than any curse. Now, let's leave this archive behind us, stop looking at the broken reflections, and start looking toward the horizon where the sun is finally beginning to rise. The timeline is ours to reclaim, and the real work of redemption starts right now, with us, to. I have been waiting for this moment, Chandler, because I knew that beneath the malice you were projecting, there was still a heart that understood the importance of our unity. We've stood on opposite sides of this conflict for too long, but watching you fight to reclaim your spirit in that archive gave me a renewed sense of purpose. This kingdom needs you, not as a tyrant or a shadow, but as the advisor who taught us how to be fair in the face of impossible odds. It is time to let go of the pain, to stop letting the past rewrite your intentions, and to trust that we are strong enough to protect you while you heal. We are family, and in this chamber of restoration, the past no longer has the power to hold us captive or dictate the tragic ending that the curse promised for us all. It is overwhelming to be here, in the light, after spending so long in a headspace where every memory was twisted into a reason to be cruel. I look at you, Chloe, and I see all the times I failed to stand by your side, and the guilt is almost as heavy as the curse itself was. You have every right to be angry, every right to turn your back on me, yet here you are, offering a hand instead of a blade. I don't know if I can ever fully atone for the things I've done, but I know that I cannot stay in the darkness for a second longer. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, it's about choosing to build something better on the foundation of what we've learned. I'm not saying it will be easy to rebuild the trust of the court, but we will handle the politics and the backlash together. You brought us back from the brink of total collapse once before, and I have no doubt that with your intellect and your heart finally working in harmony, we can steer this ship toward calmer waters. The shadows tried to tell us that we were alone. You have always been the voice of reason when I was losing myself to the chaos of my own ambitions. I see now that the ambition was never the problem, it was the motivation behind it, the desperate need to prove my worth through control instead of connection. I am ready to let go of the need to be the strongest person in the room and embrace the value of simply being the most honest one. We have a kingdom to heal and a history to honor, and I want to be part of that legacy, not the one that destroys it. That is the Chandler I remember, the one who saw the potential in everyone, even when they didn't see it in themselves. We have a lot of work ahead of us, starting with the remaining corruption in the lower sectors, but for the first time in months, I actually feel like we are going to succeed. Don't look back at the shadows, because they have nothing more to offer you. The future is waiting, and it's going to be defined by the choices we make in this very moment. Look around you. We have spent so much time blaming each other for the cracks in our world, forgetting that a fracture is just a place where the light can get in if we know how to hold it together. I used to think my strength came from the armor I wore and the orders I followed, but I was wrong. My strength comes from the courage to show up, even when I'm terrified of what I might find, and the resilience to keep standing when everything I believe in is being tested. Today, we aren't just mending a broken city, we are building a new foundation, one that is honest, one that is brave, and one that belongs to all of us. This is who I am, and I am finally proud to stand here in the truth of it.
Can I find the strength that's deep inside me? Will I ever understand? Will I ever understand who I am? Who I am? Who you think you are? I won't ever see it again. Woo! Who you could ever raise up the suspicion? You could ever see it now. Fire in the maze, you would see again. You are what be that you can see. Can I find the strength that's deep inside me? Will I ever understand? Can I find the strength that's deep inside me? Can I ever understand? I have a daughter now. You wouldn't perceive. You wouldn't know. Who I am. You gonna find who I am. Am I gonna find who I am? Am I gonna find who I am? I don't know who I am. Can I find who I am? Can I find who I am? Can I find the strength inside of me? Yeah. Can I find the strength that's deep inside me? Will I ever understand who I am? Can I find the strength that deep inside me? Will I ever understand who I am? And you could never see you would, and I will ever tell you. Don't even think around, and I would ever see again who I am. And I find the strength that's deep inside me. Will I ever understand who I am? Who I am? Right. Can I find? Can I find the strength that's alive in me?
Look at the horizon, the sky is clearing, the shadows are fading, and for the first time since the mirrors shattered, we are truly free to choose our own direction. We fought against the timeline, against the curses, and against the darkest versions of ourselves. But we survived because we refused to walk alone. This kingdom has seen enough pain to last a lifetime, but today, we turn the page, and we write a future that is defined by the love we share and the strength we found in each other. Take a moment to look at the people around you, because they are the reason we made it. From the advisors to the guards, from the leaders to the citizens, we are the architects of this new reality, and we are stronger for everything we've endured.
It's not just a beautiful sunset, it's a promise. We've come such a long way from that first day at the academy, and I'm so grateful that we didn't let the fear stop us from reaching for something better. We are going to build schools, we are going to mend the laws, and we are going to make sure that no one ever feels isolated or discarded because of the family they were born into. This is our time to shine, our time to lead, and our time to prove that unity is the ultimate power in any timeline. Let the music rise, let the people hear us, and let's signal to every corner of this land that the era of the broken timeline is officially over. We are one people, one court, and one future, moving forward with grace and courage.
Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Never stop. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Won't you ever stop back and forth? You could ever know. We will dance. 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 We will dance. Follow your heart. Ooh, you could ever know. Follow your heart. Heart. Dance like the shadows, dance like the rain, 1, 2, 3. Dance like the shadows, dance like the rain, 1, 2, 3. Dance like the shadow, dance like the rain. Dance. Dance, 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 dance. Won't you ever know around? You couldn't see the evil bound. Follow your heart, won't you ever see? Follow your heart, won't you ever see? Follow your heart, won't you ever see? Follow your heart. Follow your heart, won't you ever see? Follow your heart. Won't you see that will be? Follow your heart, won't you see? Follow, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Follow your heart. Follow your heart.
They wanna perfect princess, our royal's mine for everyone. Perfect princess, always refined oh so fun. I never believe I see her. Well, look in the middle of the earth. Perfect princess, what have we done? Epic is in all the fun. Back in last we won the fight. Peace we start the world.